Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound, and while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra, just follow the sound please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this practice will help for us to develop this very conventional life, and at the same time, how that development can bring the success or make a bridge to the spiritual development. So this both is kind of like the two sides from the same coin. So you can't separate it. You can't work only for one thing. So somehow it doesn't matter, you like or not, you take a conscious decision or not, you have a choice or not, somehow your life towards something. Maybe it's go up, or maybe it's go down, or maybe it's repeat the same line. So it is up to you to decide which way you want to go, because somehow it's going to keep going. In this journey, our purpose is bringing a more higher place for all of us to experience this life in more better way. So that's mean in this very moment what we experience is not the exactly 100% true or clear. So you and me sitting on these chairs, or maybe you are sitting on cushion, or maybe use that whatever you experience in that very moment. So if you look very carefully, this very moment we experience already have some other things interference. And according to our personal experience, maybe we come to an idea or decision, oh, this is like this. But for another person or another thing or another being, maybe it's not going to be the same like that. Like that, whatever the place you're sitting, maybe if you put a child on that place, or the maybe if you put a newly born baby on that place, that whatever the comfort you experience is not going to be comfortable for that person. Or maybe even you are sitting here and experiencing now, or you think, oh, I'm sit for meditation. Just maybe within another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, your own body start to react in a certain way, and that whatever the comfort or so whatever the posture, maybe not going to be there for you the same like this. And when it comes to the outside world, what we experience, and you and me experience something as it is, but even though we experience it together, how we can come to a very final conclusion or a decision, it is like that. So when tranquility meditation, we have a very common explanation we call recognize things as it is. In which level? In which way? So as example, you recognize something as it is, and how you know it is your mind, or it is depend on your mental capacity, or exactly something that whatever experience in the outside. So if you experience something as it is, then everybody should experience it as it is. So if you experience something as it is, and another person experience it in a different way, and if that person also say, oh, I experience this as it is, then you and that other person, and they are both experience difference, but how then you come to the place to say, oh, I experience it. What you experience, what you mean by it. And you can see a flower, or maybe red or white like that. I can see it. And then we say, oh, we see it as it is. But this red. And maybe for a child, it is not exactly that what you and me can see as colors. They're not going to see like that. Maybe very, very, very old person, like maybe 100 years old. For them, maybe that's not going to be the same color. Or maybe just imagine butterfly and how they can recognize this color. And you and me see this as red or white. And how about when a butterfly comes and they recognize it not as red or white? Or how about the honeybee come to a flower, and in which way that honeybee recognize it? So then we have to be very clear what we mean by as it is. So for that, one of the important thing when you practice this tranquility meditation, you have to develop your mind to not to interfere with your past and the future ideas, and without having preconditioned mind, if you are capable to align with the moment of experience. And in that very moment of experience, your perception should be clear, sharp, shine, and not depending, not becoming a bias to any conscious idea. So in that way, whatever the perception come, whatever the perceive, in that very moment, the moment of experience will take you to certain kind of understanding. So that understanding in the very conventional level, you can take it as it is. But it is not a permanent place, or there is no such a concrete, unchangeable something that you can experience. So in day by day, if you little bit go deeper, then you understand this or everything around us. What's the meaning? What's the point of this all? Forget about the world, then because the biggest question is not about this world, but it also important, but more important thing is about you. What's the point of you? Why you live here like this? What is the purpose of life? Who you are? There was a person and he got so mad, angry, and all the time he get so mad, and then he was looking for help to get out of this anger. He's really get mad, you know. And then he went to place to place. And everybody told, oh, you are angry, you get so mad, you are so disappointed, we can't help you. So then himself, he became helpless. And then someone told, oh, there is a monk in the top, the mountains, and so if you go to that place, maybe that monk will help you. So then somehow, you know, spending many days, and it was a very hard way to go there. And somehow, because he really needed help, and somehow he went to find this monk. So after, when he go there were some other people and having a conversation with this monk, and then he was waiting, and after that, and he decided, and he got the chance to meet the monk, and the monk asked, so why you are here? How I can help you? And then so then this person told, oh, Bhante, I get so mad. I get so angry. And everybody see I'm as an angry person. And I also know I am get angry. Can you help me? So the monk told, of course I can. But the very first thing, you have to show me how you get angry, that you angry you. Show me your anger. And then this person told, it is not now. And then the monk asked, so then what time? And he told, I don't know what time. But sometimes I get angry. So then the monk told, if you don't know what time, or if you can't show it, and you are here now in front of me, but you can't find it now, so that's mean it is not within you. And even you can't tell what time it comes, and that's mean it is not within you. So then he got the answer. So the most of time, if you look very carefully, this our life, we precondition and we put the identity on us, and even without knowing who we are. So today we take few minutes to little bit, you know, to look what this is, who you are, from where, what is this. So when it come to that idea about the person, this the very word person, and So there is a self, and that self in the ancient time it called in the like Atman, and this person in the ancient time it called the Pudgala. So somehow when it comes to the person, the word, the meaning, the word come from Latin. The very meaning of the person is called persona. So persona means mask. So that mask is a kind of like in the theater, and before the movies come, people used to play on theaters. So when a person come with a different kind of character, he put a mask, she put a mask. And even in the beginning, only men used to play dramas, no women. So then at that time, the man maybe put a mask and it looked like a woman. So this putting a mask and playing, this whole character is called persona. This is called person. So then it takes us to little bit to understand, kind of like make us clear. It's kind of like acting. So when it comes to you, if you look very carefully on who you are, so then this acting, character, personality, and then we use the word identity also to introduce this person. So then even the identity, you didn't bring it when you come here. So somehow this personality, person, character, this all you start to build up by the time when you grow. There are certain things that like a gender, like having a healthy, natural, physical body, you bringing, it's not you bringing and it happened inside the mother's womb. But somehow, even you have no choice about it. That also may be depend on the condition of the mother's and the father's health. If they are not healthy, sometimes you can't have this body like this. So somehow, after you born, you develop this idea of the person. And not only you come to kind of like inside a bubble, like a balloon. So it covered with the air. So just imagine you live in a balloon. You live in the inside the house. It covered with the windows, doors, the walls, the roof, and the floor. It covered with from everything. So you live inside that. So when you come to this world, you come to like this kind of like a balloon. It covered with a lot of things. And you get nourished and you develop your life. You absorb that whatever around you. And then you build up little by little, little by little. So then this character you develop, by the time you become like that. And then your mind, little by little, mesmerize. And your mind start to kind of like get drunk out of the informations you absorb. Just imagine when a person gets drunk, what happens? That person lose the very consciousness and it start to act kind of like a very weird way and lose the balance and start to understand kind of like the wrong, the people in a kind of like a wrong way. Just imagine kind of like maybe male and female, and maybe he start to, male person recognize as a female, female can recognize as a man. So his mind start to. So what happened to us when we mesmerize with the informations, and it's kind of like putting a mask on us, and then we try to act according to the character that other people give to us. And then by the time what happens, one of the major part happened to us to detach from the reality, that we start to misunderstand. We start to kind of like twist the very meaning or the very recognition. So it is there, but what happened, we are not capable to be with that exactly what we experience. We try to bring some ideas from inside us, which is not exist outside, and try to introduce through our character. That is what person. So that's why everybody different. Why everybody different? Because everybody try to express, everybody try to give the best for their character, whatever they hold. But whatever the character that you get, you have. Just imagine it in deeply. It's not belong to you. But the thing is, behind that character, there is something. So that something, in the ancient time, it's called as the Atma. And some used to say there is a kind of like a very permanent, unchangeable something. And then you just come through in a kind of like a certain format and then disappear. It has a very many different ways of explaining about the Atma. But somehow this is what we call the self. So your self and your the person is totally two different things. So the self is related to this all the spirit and all the experience and the moment by moment, depending from this nature, that everything related to the self. That's why it calls self-realization, not the personal realization. No, not the person realization, not the character realization, not the identity realization. It's called self-realization. So the self is a more bigger picture behind this identity or the person. So in the very first level, what you need to understand, the mask that you put on the self, and you are caught up in that mask, and then try to struggle with this person, and then because of that, you forget the very nature, the very behavior of the self. Because the self is just it's the energy. The consciousness is energy. And it has many reasons, but somehow we always have to understand this self, not independent, unchangeable entity. There are many reasons to have a self. But the thing is still, there is no kind of like a self just belong only to you. You are part of it. You can come in from different ways. So let's get an example for that. Like a $1 bill. It has a certain value. So all over the world, you can have this $1 bill because everybody put the identity on it. And then somebody, you give to someone this $1. Somebody borrow this $1 from you. So that $1 is a kind of like the person. It has a character, personality, and identity. Everywhere can recognize, oh, this is $1. And you can take it place to place. But somehow the person who borrowed that $1, after 1 week, that person returned with the 4 quarters. So then that person give you 4 quarters. So it equal to $1. And then then another person come and ask, hey, remember that you gave the $1 for that person? Did he return? Did she return it? Then you say, of course, yes. Yesterday, he or she returned me $1. But you don't say that person returned 4 quarters. See that? It's the quarter has a different identity. But when it comes to the value, you can equalize by the time. So then just slow down and think a little bit yourself. This person, this identity, this personality that you carry as who you are in your mind has a different way that you can introduce as self or as a different entity, but it can carry. And other people start to recognize in the same way. So that is what called this self. But that the self or the person or that self or this Atman or this body, when it comes to the body, it's not the person. So this all depending from some things, but end of the day, this all connected to something. It's like the $1 bill and the 4 quarters. The end of the day, you can mention this all as currency or the money. So like that, this person or the self, you can name or mention as the consciousness. So this is what we forget. When we caught up on the character, we forget the nature, the behavior of the consciousness. But if you little by little, detach, withdraw, or divorce from the the character or the mask that you're wearing, or the person or the identity or the personality, what happens? You are capable to recognize the very nature of the consciousness. So the consciousness doesn't have identity itself. But the thing is, how this identity comes? When the perception comes through the consciousness, in that very moment, the mask that you're wearing decide the identity. When the perception comes through the person, it build up the personality. So when the perception comes through the person, and that person, whatever the way identity that recognize it, identify that perception, build up the identity. And then when you again and again through the perception, that when you maintain your mask or the personality, build up the character. Through the meditation, if you are capable to take off that mask, remove it, it's just the moment of experience. And that is the very purpose of consciousness. The very nature of the consciousness is only experience. But this mask or our desires, after we experience what happened, our desires start to bring that different activities out of that recognition. So why we can't be just experience? Why you can't just see something? Why you can't just hear something? Why you can't just smell something? Why you can't just taste something? Or why you can't just feel something? Even when the thoughts come to your mind, why you can't just think? That's it. Then in that very moment, your consciousness exists without bringing any kind of the personality or identity. But the thing is this, the desire or the lust or the will, in the past we used to repeat again and again and again, believing and thinking and hoping and dreaming, oh, this should be like this. And maybe other people say to us, oh, you should be like this or like that. And now you are struggling. You are trying to do something out of this a moment of experience. If you try to catch this, if you are capable with your perception, with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, allow that experience to happen. Let the consciousness to experience it. Just know it without bringing your personality through your moment of experience. If you detach the desire to become, or desire to bring the personality through the conscious experience, in that very moment, you start to experience the liberation. It's an irreversible experience. When you experience something with your perception, only 5 things, with the mind 6. With your eye, you see. With your ear, you hear. Nose, you smell. Taste with your tongue. Body, the sensation, and the thoughts to mind. When that 6 things happen to you, if just when it happens, you experience it. That's the very nature of the life. But if you are capable to let it be only a moment of experience without holding, grasping, clinging, jumping to it, or resisting it, if you are just allow it to be a moment of experience, this entire samsaric journey that you keep running, keep going, and trying to make something happen, try to bring somebody through your experience, that chain start to break, that current break. And then you just exist, but deeper. There's no current to jump ahead. And that moment you will see, what is this all? And then you no need to bring it as some kind of experience. Once you start to try to bring it as some kind of experience, this is what happens. You have to bring it. That means that your conscious experience, you have to bring it through the person. So that means through the mask. Once your consciousness bring out through the mask, again you jump to that current. So that's why this is a very weird, it's a kind of like, what the heck this, how this can, why? It's because we used to always say something. When you experience something, you used to say, you used to share, you used to jump, and you try to react to somehow explain it to others. That is our need. This is what we know. But this another way that deeply, silently, without bringing this person or the personality or the identity or without bringing this character to your perception, allowing your consciousness to experience it, it's a very, very brand new way of experience for you. So that is what, through this meditation, you can recognize. And so in the very first level, tranquility meditation, you need some kind of mental, physical discipline. And at the same time, to be very clear, sharp, with the moment of experience, to be exactly that the perception to be there like that, without bringing your idea or the any kind of theories, methods, allowing moment to be an experience. So in that very level, in the very next level, you will recognize as a person, because now you are capable to separate the person and the self or the Atma. And now you can see how this self behaves. And it has only heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, space, and consciousness. There's nothing else. So heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, and the consciousness and the space, this all come together moment to moment, moment to moment, your personality, you can change. But it's the same energy. But this anything, heat, or the motion, or the liquidity, or the hardness, or the consciousness, or the air, these 6 things, the fundamentals, properties, anything cannot exist itself even. So the heat need the liquidity and hardness and the air. And so like that way, this each and everything need others. So that is where that again you see this everything we experience as a result of causation. And that's why it says there is no permanent, independent, unchangeable, concrete self. So once you see it within yourself, and there is no doubt about others, and then now you see how it works deeply inside you, it is very easy for you to understand with outside things. So somehow, when the person come with different characters, and you are not going to get lost in that character, because you know it's just a character, and there is an actor or actress bringing this, and even that you can't take that character, and when it comes to entire movie, you can't separate that character from one single incident. Like as example, James Bond movies, Godfather movie, you or the Rambo, or what, so like that, you can't separate one frame of incident from that movie and say this is this character. No, the character itself create the entire movie. So like that, in this life, that whatever the personality you develop, or the person or the character that you hold, you belong, and you keep maintaining till you die, and then everybody recognize it, like, and then you go into another movie, another character, another drama, and you maybe take another something, and in this movie you had this, and then when the next movie, who knows, what the character you're going to bring. So in this way, this time movie, you are very wise. It's kind of like a nice, beautiful, and the very next one can be very ugly, very mean, dangerous man, or the dangerous woman. And then in the very next one, you come with something. So like that. Why it keep going like that way? Because we are the one who maintaining that. You are the one who signed that agreement with yourself. That's why it keep coming. That's why you forming these characters. What is that agreement? That agreement is called the desire to become. So when you have the desire to become, any character is available for you. But once you understand out of this soul, there's nothing belong to you, or this all empty, you will withdraw, or you will cancel that agreement. And that day, it's a very conscious, deeper, very conscious decision. And even you can't bring it towards, as I mentioned, because then you have to bring it through the person. Even it deeper silence, conscious decision, you withdraw from the character. And even this other people, or the other actors or the actors don't know, you are cancel that. Only way is when you not become again anymore, When you don't born and not born anymore, that's it. But other people not going to recognize it still. You know why? Because they are so busy with performing their character. They have no time to see where you are. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck get straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So allow your inhalation, exhalation happen as it is. Do nothing extra. Just recognize it. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamnehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Maya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Addaya Maya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjisami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.